Hey there, Heather Holders, Jeff Cutter Diamond, welcome you to yet another second and 10 video to do with the NFL Super Bowl winners, losers, and friends tournament. We are going to be done round one after today. Tomorrow and then of course we will see the round of 64, and then I will randomly put dates in and then just make sure that we do stuff. Anyhow, so I'm going to go quickly through the winners of each round because we got 7 games to go through, and we got the somehow random draw, and then talking about the matchups for the round of 64. The 90 Bills winning the wide right team, the 33 Bears winning the 30s tournament, the 64 Browns being Cleveland's representative in the tournament, one and only representative. 77 Dallas winning. That was Super Bowl 12 when Morden got beat by his former QB competitor Staubach. 97 Broncos. This one's for John. That's a win. The 66 Packers, the first Super Bowl team, they won. The 06 Colts, winning a year after Vanderchoke blew it. 24 Philly, the reigning Super Bowl champs, winning their game. The 2018 Rams, who lost the Super Bowl 13-3 to my Pats, they won. The 1980 Raiders, who went through the wild card round to win the Super Bowl against Philly, they won in overtime. The 1957 Lions, the only Lions representative, the one Lions representative. The 97 Packers, the team that lost the Super Bowl to the Broncos. Remember, the rule is if you've been to a Super Bowl, even if you lose a Super Bowl, well, you're in the tournament, and that is 118 of the 128 teams. 2 teams from other leagues, 2 AFL teams that did not make the Super Bowl. They had to have won the yearly tournament. And then the 4 teams of Cleveland, Jacksonville, Houston, and Detroit. Teams that have not been to a Super Bowl, much less win it. Cleveland, 1964 was picked. Detroit, 57, because those were the last NFL titles for those teams. Jacksonville, 99 squad, picked because the 99 Jaguars were the best team in Jacksonville history and should have went to the Super Bowl but lost to Tennessee. And Houston, the 2019 Texans. Got it. 66 Chiefs winning the first Super Bowl. The 73 Dolphins won in a rematch of Super Bowl 8. The 74 Vikings, the team that lost to the Steelers in Super Bowl 9 for their third Super Bowl, messed up, won their game. 2015 Broncos got one Super Bowl 50 rematch with Carolina. The 85 Bears, one of the greatest teams of all time, winning their game. The 48 Browns winning the AAFC thing, and also that mini tournament to move in. The 72 Dolphins survived, the perfect team. The Rhine Fire, who also got in, somehow they shocked the 81 Niners. The 86 Giants with a win. That's the team Super Bowl 21 where Phil Simms went almost perfect passing. 98 Broncos, John Elway's retirement present. They won the game. 2000 Ravens with their defense, they crushed it. 85 Pats, the team that lost the Super Bowl to the Bears, easily crushed the 83 Raiders in the fine powder. The 2012 Ravens with Ray Rice, Ray Lewis retiring in the sunset, that team won. The 08 Steelers, the team that won over Arizona on the toe tap by Tony Holmes, they won their game. The 06 Bears, the team that lost the Super Bowl to the Colts, even though Devin Hester did score a kickoff return for a touchdown to start the game, won their game. 68 Jets, JETS, Super Bowl 3, the guarantee name of that team won. The 77 Broncos won. Super Bowl 12, Craig Morton. 2017 Patriots, the team that won by, that was not the 28-3 game. That was the game in which they lost to the Philly Special. They won. The 92 Bills losing handily the Super Bowl for their third straight and title loss. They won their game. The 2017 Eagles, the team that beat New England in the Philly Special, they won their game. The 01 Rams, the team that should have won the Super Bowl, but Tom Brady ruined them, they won their game. 82 Dolphins, the team that went to the Super Bowl but lost to Washington and the Reagan's Express, they won their game. The 2016 Falcons, the team that were up 28-3 and blew it, they won their game. The 07 Pats, the team that went El Perfecto till the Super Bowl, they won their game. The 04 Pats, the team that won their second straight Super Bowl, and for a time were the only repeat champs of the 21st century. They won their game. 67 Raiders, the team that lost Super Bowl 2, they won theirs. 71 Cowboys winning Super Bowl 6. With the Bob Greasy sack, they won. The 2013 Broncos with Peyton Manning who got ass whipped by Seattle in the final. They won their game. The 89 Niners, the team that sent Bill Walsh off into the sunset with the title, they won their game. 0-2 Raiders, the team that got a great offense but then got whipped by Tampa in the Super Bowl, they won their game. The 84 Niners, winning the Super Bowl the year of my birth, they won. The 2014 Seattle Seahawks in the Battle of Seattle, the Legion of Boom defense did their job. That was the time when Marshawn Lynch was supposed to run in for the 1 yard line touchdown, but they didn't. 2016 Pats, the team that were down 28-3 and won their Super Bowl, they won their game. The 70 Cowboys won their game, Super Bowl 5, part of the Blunder Bowl, and Chuck Howley got MVP even though he was playing for the losing side. The 48 Eagles, the winners of the 40s tournament. The 04 Eagles that lost to the Pats in the Super Bowl, they won their game. The 94 Niners, who got Steve Young the win to get the monkey off his back, they win. The 83 Redskins, who survived a comeback from the 6-7 Packers, but yeah, the 83 Washington, the team that saw, that's the team that they had all those 500 points, but then they lost the Super Bowl. The 93 Cowboys winning their game, that was when they won their second straight Super Bowl and gave Buffalo their fourth straight loss. The 2014 Pats won their game. That's the team that won thanks to Marshawn Lynch, the boo-boo, not giving the Lynch the ball. The 21 Bengals, the team that went to the Super Bowl, lost to the Rams in Los Angeles. They won their game. The 05 Steelers winning the Battle of Pittsburgh with the 75 squad 2019. 70 Colts winning in overtime against the 2019 Niners. That's the team that won Super Bowl 5, Jim O'Brien. 86 Broncos that lost to Phil Simms. They won. And the 02 Bucks who used their defense to crush Oakland in that Super Bowl. So now there's 7 games left. We are going to wait, I think. Yeah, Pittsburgh, San Francisco will be the 64th and final game. All right, so we go east to west, as we always do. So our first stop will be in Tennessee as the 99 Tits take on the 96 Packers in steady rain. Eddie George and Lorenzo in the backfield. Kevin Dyson, Chris Sanders, Frank Wycheck in the receivers. O-line is John Runyon, Benji Olsen, Kevin Long, Bruce Matthews, and Brad Hopkins. For the 96 Packers, their D-line is Sean Jones, Gilbert Brown, Santana Dotson, and Reggie White. George Combs, Wayne Simmons, and Brian Williams. The linebackers, DBs are Doug Evans, Eugene Robinson, until 3 years later, and Nick Russo. The 99 Titans, the team that used the Music City Miracle to beat Buffalo in the Walker game in the first playoff game of the 21st of the new millennium. I would say 21st century, but technically that started in 2001, as Jerry Seinfeld told me in an episode of Seinfeld. But nevertheless, they used that. They went on to beat Jacksonville in the AFC title game. Jacksonville had 3 losses, including the playoffs, all 3 to the Titans. And then, of course, Tennessee fell 1 yard short. That's it. Play.
First down. First down. First down.
Whoa, Pele. Earl Dodson, Aaron Taylor, Frank Winters, Adam Timmerman, and John Michaels for offensive line. TDs. Defensive line. Javon Curse, touchdown. Jason or not back. Baron Mortham, Joe Bowden, and Kenny Robinson. Linebackers, Claire Walker, Marcus Robinson, Wayne Bishop, and Samari Williams. The 96 team the team that finally brought the Super Bowl back to Green Bay after 29 years of trying. And that was when Desmond Howard got the touchdown off the kickoff return, and he was named Shepard Favre.
Touchdown, Titans.
Tennessee football.
Touchdown, Titans. The extra point is good.
We made it to the middle. 14-3. 36. Chris Jackie for 3.
Good. Touchdown, Packers. Touchdown, Titans. The extra point is good.
Defense.
Oh, that's a
First down.
Prior to the interception, Samari Rule had a touchdown. It's like, no.
Touchdown, Packers. The extra point is good. Touchdown, Titans. That's good. This is good.
First down.
tight one. Packers had 2 touchdowns, including a punt return by Desmond Howard. The Garoppolo went down the field and the Titans by 41-32. What a game. I thought Aaron George was meaning player of the game. He did have 3 touchdowns. All right, so we're off to New England? Yes, we're off to New England, then Washington. Yeah, so the 90 Giants and the 03 Pats go next. This will take a little bit of time. Yes. There you go. Pronounce his last name. The 42, the 90 Giants have Phil Simms at pivot, Ronnie Hampton and Mo Parfin, your running backs, Stephen Baker, Lionel Manuel, and Mark Bavaro, your receivers. That's the line. Eric Moore, Bob Kratz, Art Oates, William Roberts, and Doug Reisenberg. The Pats. The 03 Pats D-line. Bobby Hamilton, Ted Washington, and Richard Seaver. Teddy Bruschi, William McGinnis, Rowan Pfeiffer, Mike Kramer, great linebacker in the field. Tyrell Poole, Rodney Harrison, Eugene Wilson, and Tyler RPDs. The Giants, the 90 Giants, despite losing Sims late in the season, they wrote Jeff Hostetter to the Super Bowl title. They used ball control against the Bills to make sure that they know how to offense can get on the field. And then, of course, they survived the Titans.
First down. First down. First down. First down. Timeout defense.
Still 10-10. Pats have taken a timeout. The Giants are probably going to pull behind it down for Fourth and 6. So now it's a 35-yard field goal for the lead.
It's good.
Got it. That's going to go about 70 yards, 60 yards to tie the game.
First down.
Championship game, my ass. 1990 Giants are going to round 2, 13-10. Brady 17 for 36, 177, and a touchdown. Sims 14 for 21, with a 2 and a touchdown. Brady bench touchdown, Sims and Cooper for his battle field goals after the second quarter. Defense. And we're going to head to Washington now as the 24 Chiefs take on the 72 Redskins. Yeah, Washington has 2 home games, but they can only have 1. So the other one has to be. I didn't think that RFK Memorial Stadium was that bad with the turf and 72 Redskins have at least. I know it's hard to tell. Yeah, that field's hard to tell. So they're complaining about that at RFK Stadium. Sonny Jurgensen, Golden Boy, produced in Philadelphia, being the quarterback for Washington. Larry Brown, not that Larry Brown, coach. Charlie Burrow, the running back. Charlie Taylor, Roy Jefferson, Jerry Smith, the receivers. Defensive line, Walter Rock, Paul Levigue, Lane Hawes, John Wilbert, Harry Hemberly. For the 24 Chiefs, Michael Dana, Chris Jones, Trishawn Wharton, and George Karlaftis. Linebackers, Nick Bolton, Drew Tranquil, and Lou Chanel. No Trent McDuffie, at least out. Roland Wallace has to come in with Justin Reed, Brian Cook, and S.A. Johnson. So yeah, so this field is what they call unacceptable in the 70s, I think. So the 72 Redskins, that team that went to the Super Bowl, and were favored to win the Super Bowl against Miami of all things. They did get the touchdown by Mike Bass, but it was not.
First down. First down. First down.
Quarterback, Isaiah Pacheco, running back, DeAndre Hopkins, Richard Rice, Marquise Hollywood Brown, and Travis Kelce, your receivers. O-line, Wayne Morris, Trey Smith, Creed Humphrey, Joe Turney, and Juwan Taylor. Washington's O-line, Ron McDowell, Bill Brundridge, Dixon Talbot, and Vernon Biggs. Harold McClinton, Chris Hamburger, and Jack Pardee, linebackers. Great job. Mike Bass, Rosie Taylor, Greg Owens, and Pat Fisher. The 24 Chiefs, the defending Super Bowl losers.
First down.
Live on the play.
Pass interference. Defense.
Sorry.
Touchdown, Chiefs.
First down.
First down, Hopkins.
Timeout offense. Timeout defense. First down. Timeout defense.
Missed the clock. Washington has no timeout. That was true.
Kick is good.
Well, the strategy works. Just like the 90 Giants. You just run it and you kick the field goal. Remember. Call it out Jurgensen for 3 touchdowns, despite the fact that he's on the losing side. 18 for 24, 319, 122 catching the crowd. He manages it. Post 23 for 36, 249. No touchdowns, no receptions. They did it with the ground game. 2 touchdowns by Pacheco, 1 by Mahomes. That's what they did. Kansas City did it with their feet. They didn't need the passing game. So those 3 games are set. Now we're headed to Buffalo, right? Yes, we are. We're going to be in Buffalo next. The 84 Dolphins take on the 91 Redskins. It's in Buffalo because Mark Clayton, Nat Moore, and Joe Rose. John Giesler, Ed Newman, Dwight Stevenson, Roy Foster, and Cleveland Bean on your defensive line. Or Washington, their blue line is Charlie Mann, Tim Johnson, Eric Williams, and Fred Stokes. Andre Collins, Wilbur Marshall, Matt Miller, Rick Matt McCord, Daryl Green, Danny Copeland, Fred Edwards, and Martin Mayhew. For Dolphins, Darren Marino in his sophomore season didn't have the records like he did. No, he did. This is the year that he set the record for over 5,000 passing yards and 8 touchdowns. So, yeah. Everyone just dies.
Defense. First down. First down. Defensive line, Doug Betters, not Betters, Bob Bowser, Kim McCaffrey, Killer Bees, Charlie Bowser, Bob Brzezinski, AJ Cooney, Mark Brown, your linebackers. So that's 6 guys we're going to be. Don McNeil, Glenn Blackwood, Lyle Blackwood, Andrew Judson. So 8 guys, 8 runners for the last 8 here. You know anyone Redskins? Yeah, Mark Griffin was not really included in a quarterback, but the Skins did start 11-0 and did win the Super Bowl. So that's that. First down. Timeout defense.
Miami has to call time. Ever.
Safety.
It is a safety. Charlie Manning. It doesn't matter.
Touchdown, Redskins. The extra point is good. Flag on the play.
Holding. Offense.
Up 9-4.
Touchdown, Redskins. Good.
Miami.
That kick is no good.
Yes, sir. I think. Oh, you gotta get your points. Yeah. Alright, good. Washington. Cards, second and 10. 16-7.
Flag on the play.
Roughing the passer. Defense.
I go for 3. Might as well.
Good.
Down 19-7 still. Wow.
Touchdown, Dolphins.
And the 2. Got a second chance.
Timeout. Defense.
This time he
Timeout. Defense. Timeout. Defense.
I go for 3. 50-yard field goal, and you kill the clock. I go for 3.
No good.
You're trying to kill the clock. Well, Miami still has to get a touchdown and a 2. No timeout. So that's what you should be doing.
First down.
Washington had everything in their hands. Yes, they did. Okay, how many games do we have left? Jeff? 3.
we're gonna go to Dallas next, then St. Louis, then San Francisco. All right, so Jacksonville with their only representative will go to Dallas. James Stewart and Tavarian Banks running the ball. Jimmy Smith, Reggie Barlow, Kyle Brady receiving the ball. Offensive line is Tony Vaselli, Sid Regan, John Wade, Frank Coleman, and Leon Searcy. For the 78 Cowboys, their game line was Tutah Jones, Randy White, Jeff Crew, and Harvey Martin. Thomas, Halliburton Henderson, Bob Rooney, and D. Lewis. Your linebackers, Benny Barnes, Cliff Harris, Charlie Waters, Aaron Tyler, DBs. Jacksonville, the old team, 99, they won their commercial 14-2. They crushed Miami, sent Dan Marino and Jimmy Johnson to retirement 63-7. And then in the AFC title game, when they were supposed to win, Tennessee fired them. And Jacksonville was 14-2 in the regular season. There were 3 losses, all to Tennessee, all of them. 1 yard. Staubach, Roger Dodger, and Pivot, Tony Dorsett, and Robert Newhouse running the ball. Tony Hale, Coach Johnson, Jay Salvi receiving. Pat Donovan, Herb Scott, Darren Fitzgerald, Tom Rafferty, and Ray Freeland running the offensive line. Jags, Steve Line, Corey Bragg, Seth Payne, Aaron Walker, and Alan Lynn. Bryce Pop, Kevin Hardy, Rodney Munter, LBs. Aaron Beasley, Donovan Darius, Darnell Lake, and Darnell O'Brien for defensive backs. Cowboys, this is the team that went to Super Bowl 13 when the greatest games are out, 35-31. Jackie Smith, bless his heart. Did I say more? 2 minutes.
First down.
Flag on the play.
False start. Offense.
Touchdown, Cowboys. Good. Flag on the play.
Pass interference. Defense.
Touchdown, Cowboys.
Illegal contact. Defense.
Touchdown, Cowboys. That's good.
2 more games. And it will be in St. Louis. So we're going to St. Louis first and then San Francisco next. Pittsburgh at the 32-yard line. Stafford. Jim Bush started my ass. Neil O'Donnell was running Pittsburgh. Eric Pegram and Van Morris were running backs. Yancey Bigpen, Charlie Johnson, and Mark Greener are your receivers. Offensive line with Warren Jackson, Tom Newberry, Monte Dawson, Justin Strizlek, and answers. Rams. Defensive line, Grant Lisbon, Ray Henry, Norman Clark, and Kevin Carter. Todd Collins, Mike Jones, and London Fletcher, your linebackers. Todd Light, Keith Lyle, Billy Jenkins, and Desmond Field, your DBs. 9-5 Steelers, Super Bowl. Neil O'Donnell threw 3 touchdowns right to Larry Brown and all that. And well, Pittsburgh could have been out of Super Bowl 30 if it wasn't for Eric Bailey missing catching slack from the AFC title with the Colts. Mike Jones, guy was the hero in 2000. He gets to 16. Kurt Warner, your pivots. Wes Warwick, who were him and movie of him starring Zachary Levi. You know, the guy who came from Urban, Iowa, not many people knew about him. Went to the Arena Football League, their home was craft any NFL Europe. He was actually a government grocery stock clerk at Hy-Vee. Man, he was expected to back up Trent Green, but then he got hurt in preseason, and Nick Tremillo put everything on the table for Kurt Warner. Marshall Falk and Justin Watson were the running backs. Isaac Bruce, Ricky Rowe, and Rolly Williams and receivers. I remember, those are 2 starters. Little Pace, Adam Timmerman, Mike Todd Dunn, and Fred Miller. D-line, Bryson Buckner, Joe Steed, and Ray Seals. 4 linebackers, Chad Brown, Steve Green, Levon Kirkland, Craig Lloyd, Cornell Lake, Myron Bell, Darren Perry, William, Larry Ruiz. At the 99 Rams, Kurt Warner, and somehow the greatest show on turf was born. They had a good game against the Titans, and Mike Jones made that interception. In real life, he tackled Dyson 1 yard short.
Touchdown, Rams. The point is good.
Holding. Offense.
The extra point is good. Flag on the play.
False start. Offense.
Touchdown, Rams. The kick is good.
Aaron's back in the red zone. 14-14.
Timeout. Offense.
Touchdown, Rams. It's good. good.
Red zone and the red zone.
Touchdown, Rams.
Personal foul. Defense.
That would be
The kick is good.
red zone. Rams in the red zone, fourth quarter. 28-21. Yeah. Fourth down. Second half.
Touchdown, Rams. Good.
Timeout offense. Timeout defense. First down. Timeout defense.
Warner 298. Just missed the 300 mark. 3 touchdowns and pick. Falk 102 running. Falk 106 receiving. Boosted. Neil Donald 14 for 32 with 38, 2 touchdowns and pick. Yeah, Pittsburgh used a lot of defense. Myron Bell with the pick 6. Hastings with the punt return to tie the game at 14. Yeah, the running game sucked. They all sucked. 35-28. Rams survived. 79 Steelers and 2012 Niners are last to go. And then we will have Alex Smith, the number 1 draft pick, is your pivot. Bruce Miller running the ball. Michael Crabtree, Randy Moss, outside Randy Moss. Kyle Williams and Vernon Davis trying to receive the ball. Offensively, on the line. Anthony Davis, Alex Boone, John McDermott, Michael Petty, and Joe Staley. Pittsburgh steam line. Alright, back to Larry A. Brown. Sam Davis, Mike Webster, Jared Muntz, and Johnny Cohen. Sorry, I did the offense by accident. D-line, John Benazat, Lee Joe Green, Curry Glenn, and also Crystal Curtin, Jack Lambert, Jack Hamlin, and Dennis Winston. Noah Bullock, Mike Wagner, Donnie Shell, and Ron Johnson for defense. 2012 Niners, the team that should have won the Super Bowl. Yeah, they should have won the Super Bowl because they had a good fit. They actually did well after the blackout in New Orleans, but still lost.
First down.
3 yards.
Defense.
Touchdown, 49ers.
Hockey players starts every match. Music trades. John Stallworth, Jim Smith, and Field Valley wide receivers for Benny Wisman and tight ends. Brown, Davis, Webster, Mullins, Colvin, and Benjamin. Line, Niners D line, Justice Smith, Isis. Barb Bowman, Patrick Willis, Alden Smith, and Ahmad Brooks are linebackers. DBs, Charles Rogers, Deshaun Wilson, Dundee Whitmer, and Gerald Brown. 79 Steelers went to Super Bowl 14 and finished their dynasty 4 titles in 6 years.
First down.
Flag on the play.
Roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer.
Defense.
No, they weren't on the same page.
First down. So basically, we'll flip through all the games, and you'll see all the line scores and all of that. 64 Browns survived, 77 Cowboys survived, 24 Philly had to go to overtime against 08 Arizona, 80 Oakland had to go overtime against 92 Dallas, 57 Lions touchdown in overtime against the 2000 Giants, so that's 3 overtime games. We had a few games end on missed extra points that cost them dearly. 2016 Atlanta needed overtime against 69 Minnesota. So that's 4. '83 Washington needed overtime against 67 Green Bay. That's 5. 70 Orioles in overtime against 2019 San Fran, so that's 6. Green Bay, Tennessee. All right, so the summary. The offensive player of the week was Tom Brady, for what he did for the 07 Pats. His performance against the 93 Bills, 31-21. Tom Brady, 37 for 47, 434 touchdowns and a pick. That was actually the second highest by passing yards. Drew Brees, 453 for the 09 Saints at home against the 92 Bills, but they still lost the game. So, yeah, it was a moot point. Lots of 300 yards, 100 yards rusher. Corey Dillon led the lot, 178 for the 04 Pats against the 2020 Chiefs in a win, 22-10. 22 times 178. He didn't even get a touchdown. That's what burns me. Pete Johnson, 142 for the 81 Bengals against the 90 Bills, and they still lost 31-19, and he didn't get into the end zone either. Receptions, Dave Casper with 10 of them. A lot of things going. Defensive player of the week, Josh Sweat, for his 3 sacks for the 24 Eagles in Arizona in overtime. Great job by Sweat. Gonna make you sweat. 6 tackles, 3 sacks. Richard Daniels had 3 sacks for the 85 Bears, and when they took on if we can get the stupid thing going, the 2019 Texans, 35-20. Yeah, he sacked Deshaun Watson 3 times. Lester Hayes had a pair of picks for the 80 Raiders, beating the 92 Cowboys 16-13.
and all that. Great job by Pastorini. In a sense. Special Teams Player of the Week, Adam Vinatieri, for his 5 field goals for the 0-4 Pats against the 2020 Chiefs. Only 1 touchdown, and that was Brady to Gibbons. Desmond Howard, 205 yards kick returning for the 96 Packers, but they still lost the game 41-32. He got a lot of. He had 7 kickoff returns. Receiving leaders, 10 of them. Interception, sack, points leader, well, they're paid in 24 points. That's 4 touchdowns. Good for him. All right, so now we got ourselves the round of 64. And yes, everything was randomly selected, just to let you know. All right, so the matchups for round 64 are Ryan will now have to face 80 Oakland. Like the 48 Browns, they had to, like, over that mini tournament. But yeah, 99 Ryan had to Oakland to take on the 80 Raiders. The 2016 Pats head to San Francisco to take on the 84 Niners. The 24 Chiefs go to New York to face the 86 Giants. The 2017 Eagles have to face the 2014 Pats. The 64 Browns, they go to Seattle to face the 2014 team. The 1 year short team. 97 Broncos have to go to Detroit. So yeah, Detroit's the only team they take on. This one's for John and his Broncos. The 48 Browns head to LA to take on the 2018 Rams in Los Angeles, the team that lost in the Super Bowl to the Pats. The 73 Dolphins take on the 04 Eagles. The 2015 Broncos take on the 90 Giants. The 99 Rams now take on the 71 Cowboys. The 08 Steelers take on the 40s champion Philadelphia. The 66 Packers take on the 90 Bills. The 06 Bears take on the 33 Bears. That was completely random. So 2 Chicago teams have to face each other. You won't be happy. The 02 Bucks take on the 97 Packers. The 68 Colts have to head to Indy to face the 06 team. 2 Dallas teams face each other. The 93 team that won their second straight Super Bowl taking on the 78 team that lost Super Bowl 13. Jackie Smith. Bless his heart. He's the sickest man in America. 66 Chiefs take on the 85 Bears. 24 Philly will now go face Tennessee, the 99 Titans, the only time they're in there. The 77 Broncos take on the 89 Niners. The 2000 Ravens take on the 05 Steelers. The 2012 Ravens now take on the 01 Rams. The 2012 Niners take on the 98 Broncos. The 67 Raiders take on the 70 Cowboys. The 83 Skins take on the 2013 Broncos. The 77 Cowboys take on the 74 Vikings. The 07 Pats take on the 82 Dolphins. So, yeah, the perfect Pats team to play Miami. Oh, wow. They drew 2 New England teams against each other, 2017 and 1985 against each other. Wow. The 91 Skins take on the 94 Niners. The 70 Orioles Colts take on the 02 Raiders. The 92 Bills take on the 21 Bengals. The 04 Pats take on the 86 Broncos. And the 72 Dolphins have to travel to Atlanta to take on the 2016 Falcons. So what will happen is, if I got my stats, 1 minute here, get my notes. Where's my notepad? Where's my notes? Ah, stupid cat. Sure. Sure, I use my scan. Is this it? No, that's not it. Let's just throw that out. This is it, right? Yep, there we go. Here's this paper. Okay, so the piece of paper is on. So the round of 64 will have 5 weeks. So the next 5 Sundays, there will be round of 64 games. 7 next week, the 16th, and then the next 3 weeks will be 6. So it's 7, 6, 6, 6, and then 7 on the 14th. So that's what we'll do. We'll set everything up, and then if a team gets at home legitimately, then they'll get the spot. Well, that 1 per franchise. Although there will be probably some caterwauling, and that's what I gotta do. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond at Duke.